Hey everybody, welcome back to the Getting It Wrong podcast, where we unlearn harmful ideals, beliefs, and ideologies that we might be holding on to, and we get practical ways to live a more holistic and balanced lifestyle. And we embrace our mistakes here because getting it wrong is the first step to getting it right. I am your co-host, Gabby.
And I'm Morgan. Let's get into it. All right, guys, welcome back. So we are here with another Must Know Monday episode. We hope you guys had a good week. How was your week, Gabby, so far?
My week was pretty good. I was able to knock some stuff out of the way, so so I'm feeling really good. We went out to eat today, so I didn't have to cook. So I'm feeling great, actually.
How about you? Nice. When you don't have to cook, going out to eat, treating yourself. Actually, we went out to eat tonight. I feel like I do it like too many times a week, and I'm trying to cut it down, like just eating out. But cooking every day is not for me. Not for me.
Okay.
Like I can meal
try,
prep
but
a little bit, but I cannot every single day. Gets rough.
I honestly have a meal prepped in the refrigerator that I could have come home and cooked. I was like, nah.
Same. I was like, we can warm this up or we can go out, and we went out. We'd be like that sometimes, you know.
Okay. And we actually went out to this really nice, cute little restaurant in the Loop. It's called Corner 17. It's like a little Asian restaurant, and they have this window where you can watch them cook the food or make the food. It's really cool. Ooh. Nia had a blast. She was basically talking to the guy cooking the whole time.
He was probably like, "Can I do my job?"
She was just waving and pointing, and he was engaging her. It was really cute, but
oh, yeah. That is cute. I'm glad you guys had fun. That sounds like a little nice break in the week, because sometimes you need that when it's just very because it can get real mundane. So
definitely
having that little break is nice. But yeah, girls. So let's get into our Must Know Monday.
Let's get to it.
Our first thing we've been doing is, just highlighting young Black people that are making moves. And this is a special one because the young man is local to St. Louis, which we are both from St. Louis. Mm-hmm. So Mr. Rob Watkins. So he actually had art. Well, he's actually going to have some art featured on the new Fresh Prince coming out in October of this year, which is
let's go, Rob.
Cool.
Let's go.
Yes, it is super cool. So actually, if you take a look at his art, and we can put some pictures up here, and you kind of if you kind of think about how the Fresh Prince presents some of the art, I'll put side by sides. So the old Fresh Prince, and then if you take a look at his art, you can see how it really does fit. It really fits. It's a modern take on that same vibe that you got. And it just it kind of brings it all back. And I think that's so dope that it I don't know, it's just so fresh. And it brings it all full circle.
I see what you did.
You see what I did? Yes. But no, it really is though. And then also just knowing that he is, local to St. Louis. He also went to the same high school that we went to. It's just love.
I love it. I love it. And the fact that his artwork also features his niece, which is one of our friends from high school's daughter. So very cute. You guys need to take a look at the art and take a look at the show. Haven't watched it yet because it's on Peacock, and I don't think I have that, but I'm gonna see if I can get it.
Yes, I think it's coming out in October. And so also, since we're on the topic, the new Fresh Prince, so far it looks like it's gonna be good. And then
Okay.
it looks interesting because I think it's also going to be a drama, which is, you know, a different vibe, of course, than what, you know, was originally presented. It was more sitcom-y, comedic, and it just gave, you know, it gave very let's let go, let's release type of vibes. So now that it's being changed into like a drama, I'm very interested in how that's going to work. I want to see how that's going to turn out.
I think it's gonna be good. But I
I
don't know
so.
why I thought people were already watching it.
Girl,
I feel like
let me double check because you know,
girl, I don't know.
the facts, right?
Someone they could have gotten like early access. I don't know.
Let me see. Fresh Prince of Bel-Air 2022. Where are the release dates?
Because someone told me the first 3 episodes are really good. And I'm like, how did you see the first 3 episodes?
Oh,
they might have gotten early access. I'm not sure.
Oh, it said first episode date February 13th. So it just dropped.
Hey, so somebody did watch it.
Somebody did watch it.
So where do we get October from?
Where did we get October from? Yeah, Gabby, you gotta check my facts next time.
Now I gotta check your facts.
You gotta check my facts, right? You gotta fact check me. Well, you did just now.
I did.
You on your job. What? Okay.
Yeah, so check it out.
That's pretty cool. Okay. Love it. Love it. So shout out to you, Rob. That's super cool. We will have to watch. We will have to watch. Who buying Peacock?
Not I. No, I might.
Since you got something else. You got one of the other ones, so I'm gonna have to get the Peacock.
So we can use the
trade-off.
Okay.
Yes, but again, love that. Shout out to you. Keep up the good work. But also, so Gabby, there is okay, so there was an article in Grazia, which is a magazine. I believe it's in the UK. It came across my page while I was on like the news app. So anyway, they had an article, and first off, the title was kind of dramatic, but it said the new pandemic, friend dumping. Friend dumping. People are out here apparently just like dumping their friends left and right. And
I wonder why.
And it's kind of interesting because they talk about in the article how people kind of like, you know, prior to like our more recent generations were like, they would hold on to their friends. They'd be like, you know, this is my friend, and make excuses for their friends. But it's kind of like now people are not making excuses for their friends, and they're not just holding on to friends, you know, in a way. Like, I think some of the differences are with our new like cancel culture, with our new it ain't gonna cut them off culture. People are, you know, they're not settling for holding on to friends that, you know, their standards are higher, I think, is essentially what they're holding strong to what their boundaries are.
Okay. And like, I can see that.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Excuse me.
Bless you.
Thank you. But when I hear you say that, it also makes me think, it's like, are they holding on to their boundaries stronger, or has the pandemic made us a little bit more antisocial, and it makes it easier for us to just cut someone off instead of actually have a conversation about it?
That's a good point. Well, what they talked about in the article, there was one specific person, and they actually were talking about how they don't have anything in common with their friend anymore in that specific instance. And they like literally got on the phone, called them, and said, I don't think we should be friends anymore, which is strange to me. So,
I think so
like,
too.
I think that's strange because I don't think I've ever like had to come to somebody and say we're not going to be friends. Like there have been instances where we kind of like fell off, or I just don't think that's my personal experience where I've had to come to somebody and say like we're not cool anymore. Have you ever had a situation like that?
Um, no, well, not at least not the way that you're explaining it, to where I literally called someone up and was like, I don't think we should be friends anymore. I have had experiences to where someone has done something and I didn't like it. I brought it to their attention and they kind of just like dismissed it. So I made a decision that I wasn't really going to, be friends with them, at least on that level anymore. And they've come to me about it and I've explained to them like, I didn't like what you did, so I don't think we can, be cool at the same level anymore. So, I mean, but
Okay.
I have never like taken the initiative to call someone and be like, yeah, we're not friends.
It just sounds so dramatic.
It does.
I'm like, okay, it's deep. Like, yeah, it just sounds so dramatic, but okay, but I think what you are describing is like you kind of knocked them down in tier, if I'm hearing you right. Like you knocked them
Pretty
down in
much.
tier. You didn't necessarily say like we're not gonna be cool ever. It's just like, okay, I don't feel like you respected this, and we're probably not gonna be hanging out like we used to hang out. Is that kind of like worse than what you were
Yeah.
saying?
Yeah, like it would never be a one-on-one, but if I see you in a group, I'll say hey. Because it's not
No
that deep,
one-on-one.
but
No, that's real though. I'm like, yeah, if it's just me and you, I probably got something to do.
right.
Like, I plan on being
For real.
asleep right now. No, really. No, that's funny though.
Like I'll
But
pass.
okay, but I think like, yeah, I think what they were saying is kind of dramatic. Like people are just getting clean, like clean breaks here is how they're describing it. And I just
I
think
don't think
that's
that's
strange.
healthy. I don't think that's healthy.
Okay,
I
same.
don't. And they're trying to pass it off as like, oh, this new thing that, people just do. But I'm like, I don't think it's healthy at all, because just because someone is not your bestie doesn't mean you can't have them in like your network. I feel like you need a network of people because, life is crazy. There's probably going to be a situation where you might need to reach out to this person at some point. Why would you just call them up and be like, yeah, you and me, never again?
That's so dramatic. Because
Yes, it's like, what?
it's like they're treating it like a romantic relationship in a way. That's how I'm hearing it. It's like, because like when you have like a romantic relationship, it's kind of like a clean break there. Because the way that the feelings are involved are different, you know?
I don't know. I don't know if I necessarily agree with that either.
You don't agree with I feel like a lot of people are like, I do clean breaks. Like, I don't care. I'm like, hey, I mean, I don't care if I see you later. But, like a lot of people, I hear them say, like, oh, if I see my ex somewhere, I am ducking and dodging. And I'm like, isn't it? Like,
Because I can understand if they still have feelings for that ex. I can totally understand that. But it's like, if it's over and you guys have moved on, who cares?
That's a good point. Y'all got to sort this out.
Right?
Sort it out amongst yourselves.
Right. Think about it.
Yeah, maybe you still got some unresolved. Yeah.
Feelings. What's that Jasmine Sullivan song? I forgot.
That's it. That's what it is. Yeah. Oh, so I think Yeah, I think I can understand like you saying like basically what I'm hearing from you is it doesn't necessarily make sense in your friendships to have a clean break. But just to play devil's advocate, they also
Mhm.
bring up situations with differing political views, which for white people, that means some people are going to be racist. Like what they mean by differing political views, for us, we see right through that and we understand that what they probably mean is you have a friend that you realize does not necessarily may have some like prejudices, underlying prejudices. And when that happens, in my opinion, I do think it's a clean break. Unless, yeah, in my opinion, I can definitely see that being more of a clean break. Now, am I calling you? Nah. But am I answering your call? Nah. You know
Nah.
what I mean? I'm not about to sit up here and call you and be like, we cannot be friends. But next time you hit me up, I will definitely be busy.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like I agree. Everyone has their, like you said, their boundaries.
Mm-hmm.
And if you are stepping over a boundary that I'm not okay with you stepping over, if you cross that line, then it's a clean break. If
Yeah,
you cross a certain line.
those are probably clean breaks right
Yeah.
there.
It's very nuanced because it's not like I feel like they all can't be one way. You have to treat each situation
That's true.
individually.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, clean break. So what is a situation? Okay, I was gonna ask what's a situation where you would make a clean break from a friend, but you literally already answered that. So I'm like, I'm trying to think of a situation where I would have a clean break from a friend.
Okay, go ahead.
Oh, you gonna answer for me?
I thought of one for me, but go ahead.
Oh, okay. I let me see. I feel like I slightly answered this before. It would have to be a situation where I've communicated a boundary to you and you deliberately crossed it. And I usually give people more than one chance because I honestly feel like it's hard when you reinstate, not reinstate, but have a boundary that you've never communicated before. Like the
Okay.
person just can't like automatically just switch it up. I mean, in some
Yeah.
instances they probably should, but you know, in some like
Yeah.
there's a gray area.
Right.
So but yeah, if I've communicated a boundary to you and you've broken it not only just once but twice or more, I try not to
Mm-hmm.
even let it get that far. But once I've communicated it and it's over with.
It's a wrap. I
It's a wrap.
understand.
It's a wrap.
No, I agree. Like, I mean, you have enough going on in your life. If you have to work that, like, not saying you shouldn't work in relationships, but if you have to put that much energy into like getting somebody to respect you in a friendship, I don't think it's worth it. Like, we got stuff to do. We got families. We are tired. Like,
Yes, I do not have the time.
mm-mm.
Like if you can't respect me, like
Mm-hmm.
like I'm not asking for too much.
Right. No, and then okay, so one I thought of was like very clear unspoken rules. Like somebody slept with your man, somebody, those are clean breaks. Very, very clear betrayals, I feel like
Mm,
are definitely clean breaks. So
yeah,
like
because it's like, what are you doing?
like
It's
that
like
girl
you don't
ain't
have
your
no
friend.
sense.
You
You
hear
don't have no
those like
sense.
where somebody tell you like way ahead of time, they be like, that girl ain't your friend. That girl ain't your friend.
Mm-hmm.
Then you
Mm-hmm.
find out later that girl was not your friend. She was not my
Yes.
friend.
I've had an instance like that for sure. And I didn't want to believe it, but I was like, you know what? I'm seeing signs. So I was like, it's better to end it now than to keep going and have her really show me who she is. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, you cut it off. You like started distancing yourself earlier.
For sure. It's like I didn't even let it get to a point where I had to cut this person clean off. I was just like, you know what? I'm good. Let me take a few steps back.
Mm-hmm. And you saw some red flags. I wonder,
Red
like,
flags.
what would the red flags look like? We kind of went over it a little bit. I think like obvious red flags are not respecting your boundaries.
Mm-hmm. That's a big one
That is a good one.
because the boundaries could be as little as like, sharing like certain information. Like if I have a conversation with you in private, but somehow
Mm-hmm.
someone else knows, I'm like, I don't
You're
like that.
like, okay,
I don't like that.
I don't like that. That's yeah. Well, I agree. Like not respecting boundaries is
What
probably like a very clear sign um of like you probably that's definitely a red flag. Start paying attention. Once you see they're not respecting them boundaries, start paying attention.
Yeah, I wish I had some more red flags, but I honestly feel like there's so many red flags.
Yeah.
So,
Um, you got to be intuitive.
honestly, if there's something in your gut telling you that
Mm,
there's something not right about this person, just listen to your gut. Don't wait and see.
don't wait.
Please.
You don't have time to just be waiting
But
around.
friend breakups are really hard. Like, and
Mm-hmm.
also it's like, how do you get over it? Because friendship breakups are just as difficult, can be just as difficult
Mm,
as romantic breakups.
that's a good point. How do you get over friendship breakups? I think what I think of is like this is random, but like in like school, and you have like your best friend at school, and like let's say one day they're absent from school, and it's just so strange when you're like looking around at lunch and you're like, I usually sit with my friend, but she's not here. And what do I do? So that's kind of how
Right.
I can imagine. And it feels like, especially you being a kid, like it just feels like the world is coming to an end. You're like, I don't know what to do. Like I am just anxious at this point. I like this
My
is my
world is
norm.
crumbling.
It feels like your world is crumbling. Like that is your norm. So I mean, I think in a way you have to deal with it in a similar way to like romantic relationships because you have your norm and then that is changing. So like a lot of things that they say like with when you are going through a romantic like relationship breakup is create a new norm. So slowly create new routines.
For
You don't have to like
sure.
replace that person, but you can replace those routines and it'll start feeling normal again. I think
Yeah,
that's my
no.
assumption.
I feel like that's really how it works because that's how you get over anything. Like let's say a person who is an important part of your life ends up moving away or passing
Yeah.
away. And it's
Um,
like you have to create a new life. Because if you try to keep everything the same, I feel like that doesn't help you heal. You're constantly reminded of the person that is not there anymore. Um, it sounds bad, but I was gonna say you just have to move on. But
yeah. Yeah.
easier said than done.
Of course. But you have to try. Take baby
Eventually you
steps.
do. It takes time, baby steps,
Mm-hmm.
and make sure you take care of yourself.
True. Self-care days.
Self-care days.
Yeah.
Give yourself some grace. And I feel like healing from things like that is not linear either. It's like you're going to have your good days, you're going to have your bad days, but eventually things will start to get more steady and you'll start to feel like you're in your new norm.
That's so true. Oh, so true. These are good tips, guys.
Yeah,
I
my
feel like
tips
I'm
are
biased.
excellent.
Exactly. Like we are doing a great job. But we are, so I mean
It's hard to argue. It's very hard to argue with them.
yes.
But that's all I
Yeah.
have.
Yeah, I think that's all we have, guys. So again, go check out the Fresh Prince. Um, like the remake on Peacock.
Wait, what is
Apparently
it called? What's the actual title? It's not called The Fresh Prince.
What?
I'm doing my job. Trying to
You are doing your
you.
job, girl. You should have checked me on Prep Day.
On what?
Our Prep Day. It's called Bel-Air.
There we go.
I'm like, so, girl, you know Black people gonna be calling it Fresh Prince. They gonna call it Fresh Prince too. Okay.
We're gonna go with it.
Right. It's called Bel-Air. I'm like, so it's gotta be called something similar. But yeah, it's called Bel-Air. Fair enough.
Okay.
But yeah, go check it out on Peacock. Bel-Air.
Bel-Air.
And then also, guys, if you are considering a friend break, I would start by maybe moving them down a tier. If it's an obvious, like, clear boundary they broke, then you may have to break up with that friend, and then just think about creating a new normal, because you're gonna have to get over that, go through a breakup, and that's hard. So start with baby steps, create a new routine for yourself, and you guys are gonna get through it. Hopefully you're not going through that though.
And get some new friends.
Get some better friends.
That's what I'm saying.